Hey everybody, welcome back. It's J Moments with the New Math. Welcome to everybody that's new, what it do, how it is, to everybody that has been here before. This is where we do some math topics. It's like free tutoring almost, and examples for you. Today's topic is long division. Last video was partial quotients with subtracting groups of the divisor from the total. This time, I am going to show you how to do long division, which is probably how your parents learned how to do it. It's how I learned how to do division, where you're still using multiples of the divisor, but we don't have to use, let's say, friendly groups of the divisor to get it done. So with that being said, don't forget to grab your notebook and your pencil. And remember, you always, always, always want to work with me, not after me, because copying doesn't really help you retain the process. So I want to make sure that you understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. Remember, this is a positive community, so always leaving positive comments. With that being said, I hope you have that notebook and pencil ready. We're going to get started. All right, I am sharing my screen. I'm going to try my pen again today. The last video wasn't quite working really well, so we're going to try it again. So today we're doing a long division. So remember to always write the topic at the top of your paper. So again, we're doing long division, right? Putting it at the top of your paper. And today's example, we are going to cover, the first problem we have is 98. Oh, looks like my pen is going to work today. Divided by 6. Similar to the last problem on partial quotients we did that one with partial quotients. So I wanted to show you with long division. Now, you don't have to set up a big 7. You can actually just set up your house. So let's get started. So here we go. So we put our divisor. Remember, our divisor is going to be the number you're dividing by outside the house. So we're going to put 6. See, this is when the pen starts getting all funny, when I want to start doing stuff. All right, so let's try this again. We're going to put 6 outside the house. No, it still doesn't want to work when I want to start doing stuff with you guys. And then we draw our house. And then our dividend, or our total, is going to go inside the house. So we're going to put 98 inside the house. Now, again, if you're not strong in your fast facts, that's multiples of your divisor. So going 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, you might want to put repeated addition on the side of your paper. For example, we know that one group of 6 is 6. And then if I add another 6, it does not like me today. That comes out to 12. And that's 2 groups of 6, right? And then if I add another 6, that is 18. Trying to get this pen to work today. That is 3 groups of 6. I'm going to erase that 8 just because it's looking a little funky. Let's see if I can get it to look like an 8. There we go. And then again, you can keep going, or you can also have a multiplication table next to you. But you want to get good at your multiples in 4th and 5th grade, because you're going to use them for fractions, you're going to use them for division, you're going to use them with your decimals. I mean, you want to just be a little more fluent at them. Fluent means like that you can, it comes to you easily. So 18 plus 6 is 24. And that is 4 groups of 6. So I'm going to stop there. You can go all the way up to 5. You can go up to 6. But we're going to keep going. So now with long division, you want to ask yourself, how many groups of 6 can go into my first number? And the first number I see is 9. You see that 9? So I'm asking myself, how many groups of 6 can go into 9? I'm going to erase that. So when I look at my chart, I know that if I have 9 pieces of candy you can only give me one group of 6. So I put the 1 at the top. And if you've ever been in class with me, or if you've ever seen it before, a lot of teachers like to use steps, which is called DMSB. So let's put that there. D for divide. And then you have M for multiply. Then you have S for subtract. And my ultimate favorite is B for bring it down. It is, I don't know, I just like saying it like that. Kids know me, I love little animation there. So these are our steps. So first step, divide. How many times or how many groups of 6 go into 9? 1. Now we multiply what's up top by what is on the side, which is my divisor. Sometimes people like to put a little X here so they remember to multiply. So divide. 6 goes into 9 one time. Multiply. 1 times 6 is 6. So I am going to subtract 6 from 9. And 9 minus 6 gives me 3. And then the last step, bring it down. Yes. So in this case, I want to draw an arrow to show I'm bringing down my 8. Oh, that's an ugly 8. I'm very big on handwriting, if you can tell. All right, and now we start the process again. Divide. How many groups of 6 are in 38? Well, if I use my finger rules, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Well, that is 6 groups of 6. So I'm going to put the 6 at the top, divide, multiply. 6 times 6 is 36. So I am subtracting 36. All right. 38 minus 36 gives me 2. How many groups of 6 are in 2? Well, if I have 2 pieces of candy, can you give me 6? No. So the 2 becomes our leftover or our remainder. So we write that with a capital R, 2. I just think this pen is against me. What do you think? Let's do that again. R, 2. Circle that answer for your teacher so they know where to find it. And that is long division. So let's try another problem. All right. Go ahead and separate your workspace or go to another sheet in your notebook. And we are going to erase all of this work right here. Well, I'm going to erase. You're just going to go to a nice clean workspace. All right, let's get going. I think I'm going to use red this time. I like my colors. Beautiful. This time we're going to do the problem 105. There we go again. I think it's finicky on some numbers. Divided by 7. Again, we did this on the last video with partial quotients, but I wanted you to see the long division as well with it. Remember, these are strategies to actually solve math problems. And the idea is that you pick the one that works best for you. So if you're in class and it says find the quotient or solve, and it gives you the division problem, and it doesn't say specifically what strategy to use, you can use any strategy. You should always pick the strategy that works best for you. So here we go. Remember, we're setting up our house. The divisor 7 is going outside the house. The dividend or total goes underneath the house. All right, let's get started. Remember, if you're still learning your sevens, like 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70, If those are not fluent yet for you, you can always add on the side. So we can add 7 plus 7, and that gives me 14. So this is one group of 7. This is 2 groups of 7. And I can add another 7. And that gives me 21. And that is 3 groups of 7. And I can add another 7. And that is 28. And that is 4 groups of 7. And you can go down as far as you need to help yourself out. Of course, if you're doing homework, always feel free to use a multiplication table to help you. However, when you are in class or taking a test or quiz, you might not be able to use that resource. So you really want to get those fluency in multiplication fast facts together. Being able to say 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, right? Making sure you know all of those. Here we go. First step is to divide. And I start with the first number I see. The first number I see is 1. So how many groups of 7 can I take out of 1? Well, if I have 1 piece of candy, I can't give you 7. So my answer would be 0. Next step, multiply. 0 times 7 is 0. So subtract, third step, 0. And 1 minus 0 is just 1. Then, last step, bring it down. Yes. So I bring down the next number, which is 0. Now I have 10. Well, how many groups of 7 are in 10? If I take a look at my chart on the side, well, 1 group of 7 is 7. 2 groups of 7 is 14. 14 is too big. So I'm going to use 1 group of 7. So I'm going to put the 1 at the top. Now, second step, multiply. 1 times 7 equals 7. So I'm going to subtract 7. Well, 10 take away 7 is 3. Last step, bring it down. Yes, bring down the next number. Make sure you're drawing those arrows. So I bring down my 5. And now I divide. How many groups of 7 are in 35? I stopped at 4 groups, which gave me 28. Let me use my fingers to keep going. So I have 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Well, that's 5 groups of 7. So I'm going to put 5 at the top. And 5 times 7 multiply is 35. Third step, subtract. Subtract 35. 35 take away 35 is 0. So I'm left with nothing, which means my final answer is 15. Don't forget to circle that answer for your teacher. It helps them locate your answer faster to grade your work. How did that feel? Put it in the comments. Do you like long division more than partial quotients? Or do you prefer the partial quotients more than long division? Let's try one more from our last video using long division. So go ahead and get a clean workspace. And now I'm going to I'm going to set up how we can actually do it on our paper when it's time for class, right? Because you can't write divide, multiply, subtract, bring it down every time. So at the top of your paper, I'm going to suggest you write D, M, S, D. This line does not, there we go. And the next problem that we are going to do is going to be 1,008. Oh, it's not working for me. Let me use something else. We got 1,080 divided by 8. So go ahead and set up your house with your divisor on the outside and your dividend on the inside. Great, let's see how you did. My divisor, here's my house, is outside, which is 8, knocking on for the inside with my dividend of 1,080. Beautiful. All right, let's get started. So remember, if you are not fluent with your fast facts yet, you might want to write your multiples of 8 using repeated addition on the side. So first, you have 8, and that is one group of 8, plus another 8. Oh, starting to get finicky again. Don't worry, I'll get a new pen soon. So we're going to do 8 plus another 8 gives me 16. That is 2 groups of 8. Plus another 8 gives me 24, which is 3 groups of 8. And I'll do one more. Plus 8 is 32, which is 4 groups of 8. Remember, getting fluent, you can work with your parents by doing your finger rules. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80. So getting fluent with those, ask your parents to help you so that way you can remember them. We had to memorize them, but you're good. Let's get started. First step, divide. I see 1 is my first number. How many groups of 8 go into 1? Well, if I have 1 piece of candy, you can't give me 8. So that means we write 0 at the top. M, multiply. Hopefully you started, so that way you can see if you're getting the process correct on your own. 0 times 8 is 0. Subtract. Leaves me with 1. Last step, bring it down. Bringing down my next digit, which is 0. Now I'm figuring out divide. How many groups of 8 are in 10? If you have 10 pieces of candy, can you give me 8? Yeah, you can give me 1 group of 8. So I'm going to put the 1 right on top of the 0. Multiply. 1 times 8 is 8, so I'm subtracting 8. Looking good. I'm left over with 2. Then we have to bring it down. Bring down my 8. Well, how many groups of 8 are in 28? Take a look at your side. 8, 16, 24, 32. I can't go over 28, so I'm going to use 3 groups of 8. And 3 times 8 makes 24. So I am subtracting 24. Well, 28 subtract 24 is 4. Last step, with the arrow, bring it down. Yes. And now I have 40. Well, how many groups of 8 are in 40? I didn't repeatedly add that far. So let me use my finger rolls. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. 5 groups of 8 give me 40. Beautiful. 5 times 8 is 40. So I'm doing 40 minus 40. Running out of room, but we know that equals 0. So that's it. All done. My final answer, which I'm going to circle for my lovely teacher, is 135. If you've been great at this and you're really like, well, how can I check my answer? I'll do it on this problem. To check your answer, we do the inverse of division, which is multiplication. So I take my answer, 135, and I multiply it times 8. 8 times 5 is 40. Drop the 0, carry the 4. 8 times 3 is 24. Plus 4 is 28. Drop the 8, carry the 2. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Look, they match. That means my answer of 135 is correct. I hope that was very helpful for you, and I hope that that session really helps you with understanding how to do long division. And if you watch partial quotients, I'm hoping that you chose which one works best for you. Drop it in the comments. Do you like partial quotients, or are you a long division type of person? I mean, I like long division. I think it's faster, but when you get to like 2-digit divisors, like 12 and 26, partial quotients could go a little bit faster. So we'll do a 2-digit divisor on our next video, something like 312 divided by 12, or 552 divided by 26, things like that. So I look forward to seeing you next time. I hope this was very helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you really enjoy learning how to do the new math, but also the old math on this channel. You have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.